This is the Rajdhani channel of All India Radio Delhi, broadcasting on medium wave 450.5 meters, corresponding to 666 kilohertz. A very warm welcome to our evening transmission, and the time by the studio clock is exactly 5:50 p.m. This is Delhi. Please stand by for our next program.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. The Times of India in its editorial titled The Sonia Way says, nearly a month into her second innings as Congress President, Sonia Gandhi has been forced to play peacemaker in faction-ridden state units in Haryana, Madhya Pradesh and Delhi. In Haryana, she appears to have met with some success in placating former Chief Minister B.S. Hooda, who was threatening to split the party if not made PCC chief. By appointing senior leader Kumari Selja to the post, Sonia has killed two birds with one stone. She has called the bluff on Hooda's muscle flexing and ensured that his better lawyer Ashok Tanwar grudgingly accepted Selja, a fellow Dalit, as a replacement. The situation is more intractable in Madhya Pradesh. Jyoti Aditya Sindhya has a strong claim on the MPCC president post but is undermined by factionalism. While CM Kamal Nath can be persuaded to back Sindhya, the most important MP Congress politician Digvijay Singh fears that the former Guna MP will use the post to marginalize himself. Even in Delhi, Sonia has tough calls to make after two of Sheila Dikshit's proteges, Ajay Makhan and Arvinder Singh Lovely, disappointed in their respective stints as DPCC chief. The Indian Express in its editorial titled Mission Outcomes writes, India's attempt to land a spacecraft on the moon has not gone according to plan. Trial and error is at the heart of science. With space technology, however, the results of an error can get exaggerated. It takes place in full public view. But landing a spacecraft was only one, though the most visible part of the mission. This has certainly gone awry, but as several scientists have pointed out, most of them not part of ISRO, there's substantive science left in the mission through the orbiter, which has been functioning normally. The lander and rover were to collect data only for 14 days. The orbiter will remain operational for at least 1 year. 8 of the 14 instruments in the missions are on board the orbiter. The big science objectives of the mission, including the search for water, are supposed to be fulfilled by these instruments. All this cannot be ignored just because the showpiece part of the mission has gone awry. Space exploration is increasingly becoming performance science. Immense public expectations and emotions are on display, and that can bring its own set of complications for space agencies like ISRO, which seem ill-equipped to deal with such situations. It is thus important for ISRO to acquire better skills of communication and public relations. In the run-up to the Chandrayaan-2 launch, this was done effectively as ISRO engaged with the public, put out videos and animations, organized quiz contests and attempted to satisfy and also arouse the curiosity of the people about the moon and space exploration. The Tribune in its editorial title, Talking to Pakistan, says the US State Department's repeated exhortations to New Delhi to resume talks with Pakistan are correct in principle unless the intention is to temporarily mollify Islamabad and help pull the American chestnuts out of the Afghan fire. However, dialogue of any kind always has an end game. As the past shows, India never shied away from talking to Pakistan, from talks at the highest level to sustaining and nurturing the supporting infrastructure by interaction on the Indus Water Treaty, the exchange of civilian prisoners and scrupulous adherence to confidence-building measures such as notifying Pakistan of its missile tests and exchanging a list of nuclear establishments at the beginning of each year. The Hindustan Times in its editorial title Evaluating PM Modi 2.0 writes, in a historic feat, Narendra Modi led the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP to a second consecutive victory with a full majority in the Lok Sabha elections in May. Armed with a spectacular mandate, Mr. Modi and his ministers took office 100 days ago. A key feature of the government has been the pace of its decision-making, including on core ideological issues. The government's key priority has been internal security, in keeping with its promise of providing a strong government. The most significant step has been the constitutional change in Jammu and Kashmir, which has the potential to integrate the region more fully into the Union. This has been accompanied with restrictions which Delhi would now be well advised to ease with the eventual aim of restoring democracy. The PM is also committed to creating the position of a Chief of Defence Staff, which has the potential